My name is Juliana Whitney. I'm the founder and president of That Adopted Girl Incorporated, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that I founded in 2014. So we're super young. We're 9 months old, so like a little baby, like almost about to walk. And then also young in the fact that I'm only 26 is something that people point out to me as I'm kind of young. I've started a nonprofit organization. I did that because I was adopted, which is why it's called That Adopted Girl. In 2013, I started writing for different websites, different adoption websites. AmericaAdopts.com had me write about my adoption story, which is about an open adoption. And I wrote about my relationship with my parents, my relationship with my biological parents, my feelings about being an adopted kid, and there was a huge response. A lot of adopted kids said, number one, that sharing my story helped them a lot, and number two, that I should continue to do so. So I did. I started writing a book with the purpose mainly of teaching about adoption through my story, through the child's story, and raising awareness throughout America. And as I was writing it, I realized that there was kind of a theme, that every statistic that I fell into and every adoption issue that I faced, number one, I had a lot of help through it. I had a lot of resources, and it's the only reason that I made it through. And that they each kind of stemmed from an issue with self-worth. So I started thinking of the bigger picture, and the fact that if I didn't have those resources, I'd probably be a very different person. The fact that there's a ton of kids that don't have those, and pretty much by resources, I mean really good parents who are ready to have an adopted kid. But there's kind of this abandoned kid hierarchy that I find online, that different kids say, well, you had this great adoption story, you had an open adoption, you know your biological parents, you had all these different resources. And the people who do subscribe to that kind of hierarchy think that there's no way that I could possibly relate to kids in closed adoptions or in foster care. But I think that though every single external circumstance can differ greatly, that the internal one, there's one in particular that I think we all kind of connect on. Every child that is separated from their biological family, I think has this wound that really affects your self-worth, that makes you question why you aren't wanted, it makes you question why you aren't worthy of being kept, or why you aren't worthy of your parents kind of keeping it together so that you could be with your family. And I founded That Adopted Girl based on that, not based on finding families for these kids, which a lot of people think, because the name adopted is in the name of my organization. It's actually about building their self-worth. It's about letting them know that they're loved, letting them know that they're worthy of happy childhood memories, of great experiences in life, that there are people who believe in them, that people outside of child advocacy, that people who aren't paid to work with them are remembering them. And one of the things that we do is raise awareness to people outside of child advocacy. And we do that through super fun things like YouTube videos with musicians where people will be entertained and then somehow just learn about foster care, just learn about adoption to get more people involved in this issue. And then we also do just fun things for the kids with our High Thrive program. Still building because we're young, our relationship with DFS, but our High Thrive program essentially does like super fun experiences, like more fun than a normal kid would have. So that it's really memorable. When I meet kids who aged out of the system, they're adults now, a lot of times they have this like one person who helped them get through their time in the foster care system, or they have that one experience that made them believe in themselves and that one thing that gave them hope. So essentially, That Adopted Girl I founded to give them that, to possibly give them that one thing, or give them at least that one thing that gets them through the next week, that gives them hope, that lets them know they are worthy, that lets them know that even if they don't have a family, even if no one adopts them, even if their family doesn't get its act together, that they can succeed and that they can be awesome on their own. And that is why That Adopted Girl is here.
Not a question, but a comment. I think everything you said was very insightful powerful, meaningful, and I really appreciate that. I think you put a lot of perspective